Welcome to Tribulation 515, 2011. We have reached day 842, my friends. It is September 3rd, 2013. Out here in San Jose, California, we're having an absolutely spectacularly glorious day. I hope all of you had an awesome Labor Day weekend. I know I did. We went camping with family and friends up at a place called Sly Creek. We did some boating. I ended up swimming across the lake, which was about 500 yards, so I still got a little bit of kick left in me. But we had some boats out there, some, other watercraft, Sea-Doos, and we had dirt bikes because you can four-wheel drive up there. But we just had a super awesome time hanging out with family and friends. That being said, there was a little bit of weird weather. I think some of that smoke from the rim fire in Yosemite was blowing up our way. We had rain. We got rained on several times, and we left Monday with it raining on us. And I do know that across the rest of the country there are some people trapped in heat waves. Out in Rhode Island, they're getting flooded out. So hey, God bless each and every one of us. If you didn't have a pleasant Labor Day, then just God bless you. If you had a rough one and you're facing any kind of adversity, tribulation, if your life as you know it is kind of falling apart or changing, and you're sitting there looking around going, what the heck is going on? Well, welcome to tribulation. And I'm glad to see that your eyes are opened. But if you're living in a bubbleized, hedged in existence, God bless you too. If you're just tuning in to watch this to say, man, that dude's crazy, all right. Anyway, to bomb or not to bomb for Obama. Right now, Obama and his administration, the same people, including the president, who, when it was President Bush doing the exact same thing, they were 100% against it. His whole complete staff, yeah. Now they're meeting with Congress to convince Congress to do exactly what President Bush did. That's what's happening. And they're saying the vote, I don't know when the vote's going to take place or whether they'll even do this without a vote. Because they'll just say, hey, we had our meeting, forget about democracy, all the brainwashed idiots at the top, the machine, they're all in, they're all aboard the war. Boehner, Reid, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, McCain, everybody's on board. Even the idiots that were totally against it their whole lives, supposedly. John Kerry, they're on board. So why wait for a vote? But, they may wait for a vote, and I'm going to make a prediction right now. If there's a vote, Obama loses, and he goes down. That's what I pray happens. Because I don't think us going forward and bombing the hell out of Syria is going to really accomplish a whole lot. If Obama wanted to do something, he could have done it a long time ago. And his way, his foreign policy, which is to do nothing, lead from behind until the shit hits the fan, then do something, I don't like that. No. And you know what? If we're going to do something, let's get somebody else in office. Forget about Obama. He's no general. Commander-in-chief, no. He's the con man-in-chief. But, the machine is totally in. The stock market's dropping. They don't quite like what's going on. Obamacare, which should have been the initial I think the first part of it was people being covered until they're 26 and not being denied coverage, which was super awesome. Unless like my nephew, he just turned 26, so now he's out. He has no health care. He has a job, but they haven't given him health care yet. So that you're on your parents' policy until 26 is only cool if you're under 26. If you're above 26, it means absolutely nothing. Why can't you be on your parents' policy your whole life? I know that sounds crazy, but who cares? At least you got health care. Right? My theory, just so you can hear from me, I think you should be able to get on anybody's policy, anybody, a friend, family, somebody you don't even know, just saying, here, get on my policy so you can have some health care. You know, and I like the head of the household thing, where as many people that can get under that head of a household can get onto that person's policy. You know, just whatever it takes to get everybody on health care. You know, you don't have to be married, you don't have to be working someplace. You know, we need to free ourselves from the, just completely corrupt, retarded thinking that ain't been working. But Obamacare smells like a disaster. Just like Obama Don. Other things, the world apparently, appears to be, spiraling downwards into chaos, man. Financially, the debt ceiling, all that stuff is still looming. The cuts in our defense, we're starting a war when we got no money. That's another brilliant idea, But, Obamacare's a mess. Our finances are a mess. We got Detroit just went bankrupt. California's getting ready to fall off the financial edge too. Of course, they're going to be raising everybody's taxes. We got inflation ready to kick in. I saw a report. There's been attacks in the Suez Canal. So guess what? The rest of the world is really flexing their muscles in our face. And, is firing a bunch of missiles. Is Syria going to prove to them we got muscles? Is that going to make Obama feared in the rest of the world? In my opinion, if I had to explain where we're at, is that, it's not just Obama. It's not. It's way before he even got in office, It goes back to Jimmy Carter. Maybe before then, But a house of cards has been being built, and the dominoes have been being placed, and it looks to me like the house of cards, somebody's house of cards, is ready to fall, and the dominoes, somebody is going to go tink, and they're going to just like, they start falling, and you can't stop them until they get to the end. So I think the dominoes are ready to fall. And the dominoes, are Iran. Iran said, if you fire at Syria, then we're firing at Israel. And Israel, of course, is saying, we're just going to fire. And they already did a test missile today that freaked everybody out. And then they're claiming they did it with the U.S. in partnership. But, who knows what the heck's going on over there. But the Russians, they're one of the dominoes, and they're freaking out. Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, China, Korea, Britain, France, Germany, all dominoes ready to fall. Looking for a reason. Looking for a season. We just had those star alignments, the war stars. Of course, we got Comet Ison coming in. Our sun's going kind of crazy. Blew off some big old CMEs that have been landed on us through the Labor Day. I was going to say, is out there on Sly Lake, because of the fire, whatever, this like dirty air was blowing up, and the clouds were all dark, and Sunday morning, like with these shadowy clouds, it was shadow clouds, and it was just weird, man. It was a sky with super bright glory clouds and shadow clouds, and you could see through the shadow clouds. It was like they didn't even exist, because they're not made of water. They're made of dust, dirt. I think it's a sign, my friends. Maybe I'll talk about that over on Operation End Times. Operation End Times going into, I think it's like part 5. Kind of concluding the Your Jobs, and Job, but we're concluding the Jobs section of it and moving on to the tail end of the series, Job, End Time Man. But yeah, the dominoes appear ready to fall, my friends. Well, there is a bright side to everything, like here in San Jose, I'm doing good. I survived the weekend. I didn't do the thing I said I wouldn't do, which was a good thing, like for my nephew's bachelor party back in July, I actually was stupid enough at 51 years of age to be pulled behind a boat on a tube, and I got completely injured. I also burnt my foot and ended up wiping out my pinky, right there's like where my tendon got cut. But over Labor Day, I said, I'm not going to do any water skiing. I'll take a ride in a boat, but I'm going to just, stay mellow and get through the weekend healthy and be able to go from there. So I'm kind of happy about that. But, may everybody else, if you're hurting out there, whether it's physically, with a physical ailment, something that won't heal, something that's paining you continuously, if you've got, pain from any kind of mental or spiritual situation, a shadow or darkness that you're carrying that's weighing you down, hatred, bitterness, jealousy, anger, pride, if any of that stuff's affecting you, then I pray that God's love and healing touch pours out and touches you as soon as possible and heals you up. Because I do believe that is part of the latter side of what's going on. People want to say all you do is talk about the doom gloom, and that's true, because tribulation, that's what that is. That's a dark cloud, man, and that's the format of this video channel, is that I kind of look through what the worst news is and just make sure you're aware of what's going on, and I even try and maybe go a little bit down the road and say, here's possibly what might happen. So that's why I'm praying, hey, the Syrian bombing comes up for a vote and loses, and it just kind of throws the whole thing into a what the hell mode, and we don't go into World War III right away, because I think firing the missiles is that finger that pushes the first domino. So I'm not for it. But on the latter side, the healing touch, man, I think, negativity in and of itself, is not healing. If you're walking around with negativity in you, that's going to manifest itself negatively in you and without, in your health, in your mind. So that I can help you with, which is to say, I pray and I hope that God's healing touch and His truth and His light and His compassion and His mercy and everything else that's good about God, because God is good, pours on out into you and makes your day just a little bit brighter and heals you up a little bit so that you can have a little more pep in your step and walk a little livelier, and be a ray of sunshine to an otherwise dark world. All right, my friends. Hey, this is Tribulation 515, 2011. Much love, and you know what? Today is the beginning of the rest of our lives. All right. Hey, take care.